This is the Raisin Carter Podcast, and I am your host, Ramone Weatherall Sr. And the Raisin Carter Podcast is a podcast that's dedicated to fathers with sons. Fathers with sons who want to stay and be the integral part of their lives that they know that they should be, but they just want a podcast to listen to from a person that's talking about the things that they want to hear. Somebody speaking to them. And if that's you, you're in the right place. And if it's not, you're in the wrong place. But I want to ask you guys, you dads, a question, and you listeners, a question. When is it appropriate to cry? When is it appropriate to cry? When is it appropriate? Some people are like, well, you should be able to cry anytime you feel like it. Not as a man. Not as a man. Not as a leader. It's not. Sorry. It's not. If you think it is, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. Because, see, the people that are saying it's okay to cry and all that, it's the person who's not saying anything that you got to worry about. And I bring all that up is because I seen this video of the USC Trojan quarterback Caleb Williams. I mean, he's an awesome athlete. He's incredible. But is he a leader? Because this video that I'm about to play for you doesn't really depict that for me. So I want you to listen to it, watch it, and then I'm going to give my comments on it.
Caleb Williams, they're jumping up and laying in the arms of family there.
Yeah. Tough night. Battle.
Sure did. He knows the reality of what a third loss means.
That's
But as brilliant as his 2 years will be in LA, it's not going to result in a Pac-12 championship.
Yeah. Played well, led his team, did all he could.
Is it the end of the world if you don't win a Pac-10 championship? Now, am I saying that after the game, he's walking off the field, you know, he lets his emotions get to him and he starts crying? My problem with this thing is not him crying. It's him jumping up into his mother's arms like she can fucking do something. You're a grown man, the leader of this football team, and this is what you do. And this is what you do. This is the same man who told pro teams that I'm only playing for this handful of teams. So if I can't go to this team or that team, I'm not coming to the NFL. Now you bossing up on all these teams, but after you lose the Pac-10, a chance at the Pac-10 championship, you jump up into your mama arms crying. Your mother should have told you, get down, go to the locker room, and I will meet you back there. Football is a sport for gladiators. You about to go in a league, a man's league. Ain't no time for crying, bruh. Everybody on your team missed out on the chance to win the Pac-10 championship. So does that mean everybody should be jumping up in their mama's arms crying? I ask you, fathers, and everybody. Oh, it's would Tom Brady have done that? Well, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, who? Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Like who else would have done that? No, I have to disagree. They're crying is not appropriate all the time and everywhere. But everybody doesn't agree with me. Everybody doesn't agree with me. So let's see and hear.
Loved it, right? And I don't do no crying. I loved it though, just because we've never seen a player of this magnitude of how good he is, the expectation level of where they put him at. Not this year, the year before, last year, maybe the year before last year. He was been hyped up, and for him to go in the stands and cry with his mom and his parents, that shows you who he really is. This is like, and then for you to
Yeah, it does. It does show you who he really
say
is.
you gotta cry in the locker room for what? Wow. I gotta pick and choose where I can use my emotions? No, I love that about him just because it shows who he really is. He cares about winning. If I'm gonna take a player and the number one pick, right, to lead my franchise, to turn my franchise around, and I see something like this, I love him even more. He's a great player that shows I hate to lose. They're on a 2-game losing streak. It's USC. It's Caleb Williams. It's big football. He upset he lost. I love to see that. I don't want to wait to the locker room. I'm pissed off. I'm mad as hell. I don't have time to go to the locker room and cry. I'm mad as hell. I see my mom. I'm sad, and I like to see that because a lot of players that I play with, I won't even say the names. They might make me mad just thinking about it. We lose games, and I put my heart and soul into the game. Training every day, working out. I can't wait to get the game on Sunday. The ball out. I'm balling like normal, and you used to ball like normal. In this game, you're not balling. Okay, you're not balling this game and next game. So I'm thinking like, he gotta be frustrated. He gotta be mad. He might cry at home with his mom, and I see him, and he's not. And I'm thinking, I'm pissed like, my man, what's up? A lot of issues that they have with Russell Wilson is that he don't show enough emotion. Last year, he played awful. You know what he did every game after the game? Hey, Bronco Nation, let's ride. We'll be better. We don't want to hear that. We want to see some frustration. Everybody's different. I've seen players that's great players like Tom Brady. He gets mad. We ain't playing well. He ain't playing good. He's yelling. Let's go, guys. Let's get it going. He might break a tablet. Stephon Diggs. They want to come at him a certain way. He loves to win the game. He plays hard. He's real passionate. He might throw his hands. He might do this and that, but he loves to play the game. I need that. When you don't show me nothing like this, even show me something. When you don't show me nothing, I say, yeah, he don't care about the game. He worry about his paycheck. And Caleb, real quick, Caleb, if you want to cry, cry. If you gotta do it. And if you want to celebrate and you win, celebrate. But show me that emotion when it comes to the game that you love. And that's the dude I'm gonna take number one overall. I loved it, right? And I don't do no.
If that ain't the bunches, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Like, you supposed to care. You supposed to care. Everybody's supposed to care about winning. That don't show me that he care. That shows me that he's weak. Don't you know what I mean? That's like saying, oh, yeah, somebody, a father brag, oh, well, I do go to work. I do pay my bills, I, I do spend time. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do those things. If you're the quarterback of a Division I football team, you're talking about you're supposed to be the Heisman Trophy candidate. You're supposed to care. He's supposed to care. But he's supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be a leader. Now, this was last week. They lost, and they just lost again last night against Oregon. Yes, show some emotion, but but crying about a loss, crying, that type of crying, jumping up into your mama's arms, crying like that. doesn't show me anything positive. You don't show me anything positive. If I'm drafting, I don't want my quarterback like that. I don't want him. I don't want that. And I guarantee you, somebody told him that. His agent, somebody told him that. That wasn't a good look. Do not do that again. Do not do that again. Because you know what you're going to do? You know what's going to happen in life, in football? You're going to lose. You're going to lose. And you being a leader, you crying about losing, doesn't motivate your team. That doesn't motivate the guys you're playing with, that you out there crying. Yeah, show some emotion. But that's not the type of emotion that he want. That's too much. Yeah, you're not showing me. You're not showing me. Now, that's his pitch. That's Shady's opinion. But I'm not saying you got to go back to the locker room and cry. You took your helmet off, sat on the sidelines, head, But jumping up, that's when you went too far. Jumping up into your mama's arms, crying like that. No, bro. No. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not how you do it. Somebody, I hope, had a conversation with Caleb Williams that went something like this.
I'm gonna say it like this: the higher power gave you more. When there's more given, more is expected. You understand that?
But it's the pressure though.
I understand the pressure, but God built us different. Did you just tell me that?
I'm 23.
So sometimes there's a lot put on us, but it's put on us because we're the ones that can take it. Jared may not think he can sometimes. Jared may get messed up sometimes, but Jared can wear these shoes. That's why Jared has it. You understand me?
But Jared ain't asked for it.
Too bad. Jared has a destiny that Jared can't run from. And Jared ain't no coward. I already know that. Right? So Jared may as well make up his mind and let's go. You got to ride that horse, son. I'm sorry. You got to ride that horse. I rode it. You ain't got to ride it till the wheels come off, but you got to ride it. You understand me? You got to ride it till you get where you want to be in life, then you can get off of it. But we're going to ride that horse. That's just what we got to do. All right? Ah, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, that's the conversation that I hope someone should have had with Mr. Caleb Williams, because it don't matter. You've been put in a position. All the commercials, the Wendy's commercials, and all the great highlights, and all the things you done, you weren't crying then, you were celebrating. So now when things aren't going just the way you want to, it's no time for crying. It's no time for jumping into your mama's arms and crying with her. It's time to get it. It's time to show and prove. And that's what young men need to understand. That's what people like Shady and these other people saying it's okay to cry. They need to hear that. They need to see that. Yeah, crying is okay. It's okay. We all got to do it. But you got to understand that when you a leader, you got to conduct yourself that way. You got to get back up on that horse and you got to get it done. And if you want people to follow you, you have to be that type of guy. You got to be the role model, the example that's worth following. I'm not following a guy that's jumping up in the crowd crying in his mama's arms. I'm not following him. I got doubts about him. If I'm on that team, I got doubts about him. That bullshit that Shady was talking about, that's bullshit. I got doubts about you now, bro. I got doubts. It's bad enough you paint your fingernails before the games, but you did that. I got doubts about you. I got doubts about you because you doing that to me is selfish because you did that for you. We all lost that game. All those guys lost that game. Everybody on that team, everybody associated with that team lost that game and lost a chance of losing, not playing for the Pac-10 championship. But we didn't all get to go and jump up in our mama's arms and cry. You did. So, fathers, when is crying appropriate? When you have to, these are conversations and instances you got to talk about with your son. When you're a leader, that's what you got to be. It all falls back on you, like the Dr. Dre song. It all falls back on you. And the men following you need to know that you're in it to win it just like them. That you're in it in that foxhole with them. And that is this episode of the Raisin Carter Podcast. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. I will never quit. I got the never quit black on black camouflage, never quit American flag hat on right there. You can get that in their TikTok shop. And I'm not saying that men shouldn't cry. I'm just saying you've got to understand the time, the place for it, and the ramifications behind doing it. I didn't make shit the way it is, but it is what it is. And I'm out of here. Peace.